The world stands still for one of the most crucial El Clasicos in years. Yes, it's time for us here at La Liga Talks to preview Hansi Flick's high-flying Barcelona against Carlo Ancelotti's Real Madrid team, full of stars and on a long unbeaten streak. It's going to be a cracker.
We are so excited for this game, one of the biggest games on the calendar of La Liga. And on today's episode, we're going to do something different. While previewing the game, we're also going to give you our combined 11 of both teams. So you have that to look forward to. But before we get into that, Carla, how do you see this game? Are you excited for it?
I mean, both teams are coming from wins. Real Madrid just beat Celta. It cost them a little bit more. Barcelona obviously flying. They're scoring goals left, right and centre.
Well, it's an interesting game for so many reasons, right? We've seen the change of system under Hansi Flick and to a certain degree under Carlo Ancelotti as well, right? Even in last night's Champions League, you still see that sort of they're sitting back off, especially that first half. Mm-hmm. Seeing these two teams hit each other this weekend is going to be really, really interesting.
For sure. I think it depends what way Carlo wants his team to play, because it feels like it's inevitable that Barca will have more possession, especially if we're comparing it to their most recent game against Dortmund. They did sit back in the first half. Leads me to believe that might happen in this El Clasico. But also, if Madrid do have possession, this Barca team and the high press is going to be very difficult for Real Madrid to stop. But also, due to the high press, it means it's going to be spacing behind for the likes of Vinicius and Mbappe.
And both teams are coming from big Champions League games midweek. We've seen how, we'll talk about this now, but some injuries have come for Real Madrid. We don't know. Barcelona still have to play Bayern Munich tonight. So, I mean, a bad score for Barcelona could really knock their morale right now.
Yeah. Do you see Real Madrid ceding possession then? You mentioned there that they have been doing that and you expect them to do it against Barcelona. But of course, that first half against Dortmund, it didn't work for them.
Yeah. I think the thing about this Clasico is that it's in the Bernabeu.
Exactly.
And we saw last night that even if Madrid concede possession in the first half and if they concede a couple of goals, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to lose the game, because in the second half they can come with so much intensity. But this Barca team, they're so good in possession that I feel like they will dominate the possession. And then it's going to be about whether Madrid can hit them on the break, which could be the downfall of Barca.
Of course, Real Madrid are on this huge unbeaten run at the moment. Do you see them extending it here then?
I have faith in Barcelona. I think their form in La Liga has been exceptional, and a key factor is, as we're learning right now, there's some injuries to this Real Madrid team after last night's Champions League game. Barca still yet to play. The same thing could happen, but they have the likes of Gabi coming back, Dani Olmo,
De Jong as well.
De Jong.
He didn't even play against Sevilla, and I'm sure he could get some minutes tonight.
Exactly.
So,
If Hansi will manage the minutes in this game tonight against Bayern to set them up, and he might save Frankie de Jong for the Clasico, for example. So the timing feels better for Barca coming into this game in terms of the squad that they have.
There's just 4 points separating them, right, in the La Liga table as it stands. Could be 7 if Barcelona to win that. That feels like a pretty big cushion, even at this stage of the season, right?
Yeah,
a win would be massive.
I wonder if Real Madrid maybe are looking at it from the angle of it's best not to lose the game rather than go to win it. Because then, I mean, 4 points is still very doable if you've already taken away an El Clásico. Yeah. So let's see. I mean, I think that's why I think they will sit back and kind of wait for their chances. And if it is a kind of 0-0, which hopefully it isn't, I don't think there will be that upset, honestly, seeing Barca's form right now.
So we've previewed the game there, but obviously this is going to be all about the players, right? There's some superb players on both sides. So I think it's time that we jump in and pick our combined 11 for this weekend's contest.
Guys, make sure as well for the combined 11, let us know your ones in the comments, and we want to see people debating in the comment section. This combined 11 is based on this season alone. So we wanted to consider that. It's not based on their historical, how good the player is. It's based on this season. So.
Exactly. And we don't have it all right. We may leave out a player that then goes on to score a hat-trick. We don't know. But we'll try our best. We'll try our best.
We're going to start with goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
I think so,
Some breaking news. Kyla, do you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, we just found out that Courtois has picked up an injury in the Dortmund game last night. He'll be out. So that means Lunin will be playing for Real Madrid. He already had a really good game, actually, to kind of 2 match days ago when Courtois also picked up an injury in the derby. So here's Lunin against Iñaki Peña. Neither of Real Madrid or Barcelona starters.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Yeah, I think we all know it would have been Courtois.
It would have,
this is literally just as we're recording this, it comes through. So now it's Lunin or Iñaki Peña. I think, based on last season, Lunin ended up being very key for Real Madrid in their double win European and La Liga victory. So I would go with Lunin.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's hard to feel Courtois' feet, but shoes, sorry. But I think Lunin is the right choice here.
Yeah, I'll go with you guys then. No problem at all there. Moving swiftly on then to the defence. Should we start at right back? Again, the assuring for me may have been Dani Carvajal before his injury. But now he's injured. It's still quite an obvious choice for me in Jules Koundé. I think he's been really good this season for Barcelona. Been one of their star performers, I think, especially from the back line at least. I don't know, do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, he's also playing in a position that's not really, he's said it multiple times, he prefers to play centre-back, but I mean, the team needs him there right now. They lost Cancelo in the summer, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. I do think if it had been up against Carvajal, we may have had a bit more of a kind of debate about it, but I think Lucas Vázquez, he's honestly amazing. He scored last night. He's really fit into that position. It's also not his original position, and he does a great job. But I do think Koundé's having an absolutely incredible season.
Yeah, I agree with Koundé. He was in my team, and he's going to be a crucial player in this Clasico. Of course, he's going to be on the wing of Vinicius Jr., who's in flying form. So Barca are going to need Koundé in tip-top condition to deal with the high-flying Vinicius Jr.
He's unbelievable at the moment. We'll speak about him in a bit, I'm sure.
So yeah, I think we're all locked in with Koundé at right back.
Yeah. Okay, then. So centre-back partnership. Do we want to give two?
There's one that's very obvious for me, right? Rudiger. Right. He is like one of the best centre-backs in the world right now. My other one is a bit of a debate between Militao and Cubarsí.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you guys?
So I was slightly different. I had Eder Militao in mind. I think he's been Madrid's arguably their best performer for me over the La Liga season so far. And next to him I have Pau Cubarsí, as you said.
Okay.
He's just
you've gone Militao above Rudiger.
Yes. Yeah, I really like Militao.
Because I had Rudiger and Militao. Cubarsí is the modern day centre back, beautiful passer of the ball, and what he's doing at the age of 17 is off the charts.
Absolute baller.
Militao and Rudiger get goals. I've gone for a full Real Madrid centre back partnership in Militao and Rudiger.
Okay, so we've all gone different. You've gone Rudiger, Militao, Cubarsí,
Cubarsí and Militao,
and I've gone Rudiger and Cubarsí. Okay, so agree
if
to
we're to sum it
disagree.
up, if we were to sum up what we said there, we'd have to go Cubarsí. Two of us have gone Cubarsí
and Rudiger. So I win.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving to left back, this is a position.
This was a difficult one for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
I suppose we're going. It's Mendy versus Balde.
Yeah. Look, I would put Balde in my 11 just because I do like an attacking wing back, left back, which is Balde's case. I do think that defensively, if we want to talk purely bit defensive, and he's going to defend Lamine Yamal, Mendy would probably be the right choice here. Yeah. And I do think Balde has had better seasons in the sense of attack. So I'm really torn. Honestly, I'm really torn. Yeah. I think that it's very balanced between the two, so I'll let you guys.
Well, I did the same. Balde makes my 11. Maybe there's some recency bias there. I thought Mendy struggled a bit yesterday, especially in that first half, so it's complete recency bias here. Yeah. Like you said, Balde's had probably better periods of season than we're even currently seeing, but he is very attacking. He makes my 11. Yeah,
I agree. Balde, he's so young as well. Remember, he's still only 21. Mendy's more experienced than 28, and if it's that close, I'd say to be this good at that young, Balde deserves it.
So before we move on to midfield, are we in agreement here that we're going for a more modern 4-3-3 formation, right? We're all going 4-3-3.
Yes.
That makes things simple.
Yes.
Okay.
This is going to be the most unpopular opinion ever, but I think I'm going to go with Modric because he is just he's really good. I have no defensive midfielders right now, but I'm going to go with Pedri. I think he's been really, really good this season, and he's found that consistency that he really lacked last season. He scored a really good goal, so he started to score goals. But he's also, honestly, he's been incredible in the midfield. I did struggle between him and Valverde because Valverde has been incredible. I said this always. Yeah. He's a very, very underrated player. And then I've gone with Rafinha as like a number 10.
Is this cheating?
Last night's game changed everything for me because I was going to put Rafinha on the left and leave Vini out, but I thought I can't do that now after he's just come from a hat-trick. And then obviously there was Bellingham to take into account, but I don't think he's having the best season.
Okay, so yours is Modric, Pedri and Rafinha. Okay, Rafinha.
Which you guys are you're allowed to disagree. Okay. I'm happy to make a change.
What's yours?
So, Jude Bellingham. Straight in.
Why
now.
this season? Justify it, mate.
Over Olmo when he started really well.
Right? The reason he's going in is, and I know we said on this season, there's a little bit of a cheat, but his impact on the last two El Clasicos was so huge that I feel like he's the man for a big occasion. We saw it with England. We've seen he is a man who delivers big goals in big moments, and that's something you've got to consider in a game of this size. I also think he's going slightly under the radar.
Yeah.
Carlo Ancelotti, he has to do it, of course. He's backing his player. He's saying that he's having actually maybe a more important impact than the goals he was scoring. I just wonder if Ancelotti moves him slightly further up the pitch for this game, knowing the impact he can have in front of goal. But yeah, as a box to box, I think he'd be.
Okay, you have Bellingham. Well. Who else do you have in your middle?
So Bellingham, Pedri, same as Carlo. I think he's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
He's making Barcelona tick at the moment. He has to go in. Now, lastly, and for a bit of defensive cover, Valverde. He's an immense player. And again, I just love the way the ball drops to him on the edge of the box after a corner. Something you just said, you're shouting at him to hit it.
My midfield three is Pedri, Bellingham, Valverde, and I love Modric. And now you've said Modric.
Yeah, that's what got me checking.
I'm thinking Modric could take Bellingham's spot. Based on this season, your argument for Bellingham is very good as well. So I think we're all going to agree with Pedri for starters.
Rafinha can go here.
Rafinha,
doesn't make sense,
unfortunately,
really.
we're gonna have to debate him for the left wing position.
Okay. I think just to give it a bit of defensive balance, we go Valverde.
Yeah, I think Valverde.
Pedri, and then number 10.
It's Bellingham or Modric. Okay, Carla's going Modric.
Bellingham.
You're leaving it to me.
Yeah.
Leaving it to you.
I'm gonna choose former Ballon d'Or winner, 39 years of age, Real Madrid's oldest ever player, Luka Modric.
Sorry, Jude.
That's a midfield three. Pedri, Modric, Valverde.
Yeah.
This season is what we're basing this off. Right wing.
It's very easy. I mean, and we just found out Rodrigo's also injured. He's going to miss El Clásico, so we can only assume maybe Brahim, just coming back from injury. Arda Güler could take that position.
Lamine Yamal. One thing, I'm so looking forward to Lamine playing in the Bernabeu because do you guys remember the friendly between Spain and Brazil last year in the Bernabeu? Lamine was man of the match and he got a standing ovation from the Bernabeu crowd.
I was watching his highlights reel the other day, and for a 17-year-old, I mean, he's only just 17 as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. But I do think he needs to have a little patience. He's been frustrated in the last few games. Lewandowski, Rafinha kind of getting more on the kind of stats board than him with the assists, with the goals. And you can see that he's eager to score more. Yeah. But he needs to kind of have the patience. He's only 17 years old. What he's doing, it's already fantastic.
Well, even if he doesn't score or assist in a game, he still produces moments of magic. Yeah. So... yeah,
and there's no question he's ready for the big stage.
I think this could be his moment to get to score the winner. Like that.
I'm going to captain him in fantasy, so let's hope so.
So right wing is Lamine, left wing. I think we all have to say Vinny, even though Rafinha.
So difficult. It feels
Until
wrong.
last night, I really was going to go Rafinha because we've all discussed this.
Yeah.
We thought Rafinha was the best player in La Liga this season.
Who did you have in your team?
So I had Vinny in my team.
Okay,
but it feels wrong. It feels wrong. If we're basing on this season, Rafinha's probably been Barca's, maybe, arguably, Barca's most important player up front.
And the league's best player.
Yeah, I mean,
so as well.
To not have him in feels totally wrong. But Vinny, for me, is the best player in world football at the moment, as it stands.
Vinny, left wing. I can't wait to see what he comes up with in El Clasico. He's got so much confidence at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this could be a moment for Vinny. Maybe he's...
Apologies to Rafinha. He deserves to be in this team.
Rafinha, we love you and keep playing so well. Right, number 9.
Last but not least.
It's either Mbappe or Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Based on this season, Lewandowski's got 12 goals in 10 games.
It's absurd.
I think that's worthy of the number 9 position. So I'm going to put Lewandowski as my number 9.
For exactly the same reason, I think not since the Messi era has somebody scored 12 goals after 10 games of a La Liga season. We're now starting to see enormous numbers. This might be the ruthless Lewandowski we expected to see, maybe of last season. He wasn't terrible.
It's Flick.
The Flick effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to side with Lewandowski just for the pure output of goals at the moment.
Completely agree. I mean, I had been waiting. Last season, we didn't seem to see a player that was just scoring goals every single game like Lewandowski is doing. Kind of know he's going to score from as soon as the game starts. So he's definitely my choice. Kylian is obviously an incredible player. But I think he's still adapting as well to La Liga. So maybe we'll talk about it in the next Clasico and he will be our choice.
We've seen the moments of magic from Mbappe this season, but he hasn't been as consistent as Lewandowski. The goal against Celta Vigo was just like a moment of pure brilliance. But Lewandowski's scoring scrappy goals, proper number 9 goals. He scored a hat-trick against Alaves. He's in unbelievable form. Lewandowski, number 9.
There we have it.
A manager?
Ooh, curveball. Wow, that is a difficult one.
I think for me it's obvious. I think Flick has come into La Liga. Ancelotti obviously has a lot of experience. He's on an incredible unbeaten run.
Yeah.
But I would go with Flick for this one. I
Yeah.
think he's changed Barcelona's style completely. He's got them playing a different kind of fluid football that we didn't see maybe as much last season. So for me it's an obvious choice in Flick.
Yeah, let's make it easy for ourselves and say, like we said, this season.
This
Yeah.
season.
Based on this season, right, it has to be Hansi Flick.
He has lost a game though.
He has, and
Ancelotti hasn't lost a game, but I agree, Flick.
So we came to an agreement there with the teams, right?
Yeah.
Maybe what we can do here, so you guys can see as well, we can put our 3 separate teams up and see who you would go with, who you would agree with. But here we'll also show our La Liga Talks official team. Guys, don't forget to comment your best 11 and make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, we love making it.
Yeah. Predictions as well. Leave us your predictions for El Clasico. We're going to be reading them and we'll be replying to some comments.